Hey Jordie, my name's Clay from Tall Guy Knives, and yeah, you wanted to see some of the knives I've done, and I thought I'd show you some of the ones I've kept over the years. Um, so they're over here on the table, and got some couple extra things in here that you probably would really like. All right, so let's start doing this. All right. So the first ever knife I made was this one right here, and this is Sally. Sally I made when I was 8 years old, and it's made out of a pretty low carbon steel. It's pretty soft, so I don't use it that much for heavy duty tasks. And I'm 22 now, so you can see I've used this quite a lot. That's blood stains on it from skinning deer. And I was really inexperienced back then. And this pattern you see is not on purpose. That pattern is from impurities that have stayed inside the steel because the metal wasn't hot enough. And then, well, basically I started making knives when I was 5 years old. And after that, I made a whole bunch of other knives and swords and stuff that I sold to my friends and, friends' parents and what have. And this right here is the first sword I ever made. And it's a really nice handle. Just your standard bolt. It's lacquered up. This was made when I was 10 and it was used quite a bit. So I was using martial arts training and stuff, and I used it on practice dummies and sparring and everything, and that's why it looks really dirty compared to this one, because this one's been touched. You can see where it's been touched on the blade and rusted over. And this one, I've been cleaning it a little bit. This one right here I made in college for blacksmithing. And I took 4 years of... It was 4 years in total, but 2 years of apprenticeship, and then 2 years of a journeyman, and then I got like maybe 5 more years to go before I'm an actual master blacksmith. But right now I'm actually a blacksmith, but I'm not a master blacksmith yet. And that is actually ox horn back here, if you can see that. And after that, I made this bad boy, and the reason these two look the best out of all of them is because I made them in a shop class where I had materials and equipment readily available that I didn't have here at the house until maybe a year or two ago. And now everything I had there at the shop class I had here. This is all brass, leather, and hardwood. That's actually just electrical wiring under here that's wrapped around there. And that stitching right there, I didn't do it. I had to take it to a leather worker that makes like Harley Davidson jackets and stuff to stitch that up. And that one's getting a acid bath to get all the crap and crud off of it. But if it didn't have that stuff on there, you can actually see the hammer marks and everything on there. Give me 1 second. It's sticky. And these two are throwing knives that I made for my father in shop class, or in blacksmithing class. And they used to have a full, end cap right here. But my father is a quadriplegic and he has no use of his hands. So he put these rings on there himself so he can flip it onto his finger like that and throw it. And this was made at the same time this one was made, and this is a little boot knife and probably the most popular thing that I make, and it sells for about $20. Twisted handle, nice patina on the back end right there, multicolored. And right here is a boar spear that I have used many times, and it is not steel at all. It is actually completely 100% iron, And that crud and everything, that layer of black film, is actually